In this video, we demonstrate posterior rhexis fixation of IOL without anterior vitrectomy as a promising surgical technique to prevent visual axis opacification in various morphological types of pediatric cataract.
Our first case is an infant with congenital cataract. As in routine pediatric surgery, an anterior continuous curvilinear capsular rhexis was performed, after which the lens matter was aspirated. After giving a nick in the posterior capsule, cohesive OVD was injected in the Burgess space to push back the vitreous. Thereafter, a large capsulotomy was made, and the intraocular lens was carefully guided and placed in the capsular bag. The optic was gently caressed behind the edge of the posterior capsule, taking care that there was no tear resulting from inadvertent trapping of the capsule margin by the IOL edge. We can appreciate a round anterior capsular rhexis and an oblong posterior capsulotomy here, which signifies a successful IOL capture with haptics in the bag. 6 months post-op photo shows a crystal clear visual axis with a sealed capsular bag. Our second case is a 2-year child with posterior lenticonus. After routine steps of anterior capsular rhexis and lens matter aspiration, OVD was injected into the capsular bag. Thereafter, a primary posterior capsular rhexis was performed extremely carefully and slowly around the circumference of the posterior capsular pathology, as we did not want any rhexis extension into the periphery, and at the same time aimed for a reasonably sized capsulotomy for the optic of the IOL to prolapse without tearing the fragile capsule. After IOL implantation in the bag, the optic was gently nudged behind the posterior capsular edge, first one half and then the other half, resulting in an oblong capsulotomy which signified a successful optic capture. At 6 months follow-up, there were iridocapsular adhesions which were released. However, the visual axis was clear. Next is a child with PFP and cataract. A continuous curvilinear anterior capsular rhexis was performed after staining with trypan blue dye. After making an opening in the posterior capsule with a cystitome, the capsulotomy was enlarged with a vitreous cutter, and in this process, the stalk of the PFP was also detached from the posterior capsule. After endocapsular IOL implantation, the optic was maneuvered slowly to lie behind the edge of the posterior capsule, first the lower half and then the upper half in the surgeon view. Anterior vitrectomy was not performed. This oblong posterior capsulotomy indicates a successful IOL posterior capture. At 6 months follow-up, the visual axis is clear. I would like to conclude here by saying that posterior optic capture without anterior vitrectomy assures a clear visual axis in simple and complex cases of pediatric cataract, and preserving the vitreous may help decrease the risk of glaucoma.